Hi, hello, and welcome back to F1 Challenge Career Mode. My name is Mephisto, and today we're heading off to the United States for round 16 of the 2001 Formula 1 season. Let's get started.
Located in Indiana, the awesome Indianapolis circuit combines the start-finish straight from the infamous 2.5-mile oval with an incredible selection of slow, medium, and fast-sweeping corners custom-built for Formula 1.
As always, we start off with the qualifying session. We are coming around to finish our first flying lap, and we cross the line in 1:21.823 seconds. A few minutes later, I went out for a second run and managed to improve my time. We complete the lap in 1:20.369. Then, later still, I went out again, and this time we crossed the line in 1:20.267. Not a huge improvement, but that's the best we'll get.
Hello there. Welcome to the United States of America for round 16 of the 2001 FIA Formula 1 World Championship. The weather, as so often is the case here, is just wonderful. Over 30 degrees and climbing. It's a fantastic day for Formula 1. Hakkinen first. Juan Pablo Montoya second. Schumacher third. Coulthard consistently outpaced his championship rival. He starts fourth. Schumacher fifth. Barrichello sixth. Kimi Räikkönen seventh. Heidfeld eighth. Heinz-Harald Frentzen ninth. Irvine 10th. Jenson Button 11th. Verstappen 12th. Jarno Trulli 13th. Fisichella 14th. Panis was consistently faster than his teammate. He starts 15th. Fernando Alonso 16th. Alesi 17th. Burti 18th. Pedro de la Rosa 19th. Enrique Bernaldi 20th. The BAR driver 21st. Tarso Marquez 22nd.
So here we are on the grid for the start of the United States Grand Prix. We are down in 21st, and I'm not really looking forward to this since I don't really like this track. But we're off, and Tarso Marquez gets a good start and overtakes us. Then I get boxed in by him and De La Rosa, so there's really nowhere for me to go. As Tarso Marquez flies past, it is now our turn, so I keep the car to the inside of Pedro De La Rosa, pass him and pull in behind Alesi. And we'll have to try and find our way around him as well. At least I hope, as I'm not really competent at this particular track. I try to pass Alesi on the outside, but he leaves no room there, so he gets to keep his position for the moment. And I go wide and off the track. Here's a replay of the start. Lots of wheel spin on my part. Marquez overtakes us. I try to get back at him. Instead, I get boxed in by him and De La Rosa. Then, as we approach and slow down for turn 1, we get a chance to pass De La Rosa. So next was Alesi, and I was unable to find a way around him at the time. De La Rosa managed to pass us when I went off the track in turn 3 or 4, but we lunge on the inside and pass him again. Meanwhile, Alesi got around Marquez, and we shall try to do the same. I keep to the inside, but Marquez shuts the door. Well, it doesn't really matter since I wasn't close enough to him anyway. But now we're coming around and back onto part of the famous oval, and we're catching up to Marquez really quickly. And we're through and up in 20th. So not a very good first lap, but let's hope we'll do better in the upcoming ones. Our Honda engine is no match for Alesi's ASA engine. Next is Burti, and I nearly end up hitting him. That could have been bad. Let's stay focused. A couple of corners later, I get a chance to overtake Burti. I do that, and I also overtake Bernaldi. However, because I broke way too late, I went very deep, but I managed to stick to him and pass him again through the very next corner. On the next lap, as I was chasing after Alonso, I entered this right-hander way too fast and ended up going off, nearly ending up in the barrier there. Now everyone regains their positions and I'm back down in 21st. I hope you get used to this because it is going to happen quite a lot this race. Now into this left-hander and I feel like I'm going 10 miles per hour yet the car still goes wide. We cut ahead of it and we're side by side with De La Rosa and back up in 20th and again I go wide so now I drop down all the way to 22nd. These corners are so deceptive. They look like they should be a lot faster than they actually are. Anyway, just a bit later on, I catch up to and pass Marquez. De La Rosa was next, who I caught up to on the same lap, and was now going for the pass, and we're back up in 20th. Hooray! Next is Alesi. I'm looking to pass him on the inside, however I end up cutting the track, and although the game didn't warn me of cutting the corner, I still gave the position back. Now, coming down to the oval part of the track, I tried to pass Alesi once again, almost made contact, that was a bit scary, but now we are in P19 and Bernoldi is right in front of us, so I make use of his slipstream and fly past him. Luciano Burti is next. Sometime later, I catch up to Burti, we come out of the left-hander, and Burti decides to brake check me. I was just a few centimeters away, so I had absolutely no time to react. That was a stupid move on his part. Anyway, here's a replay. We enter the left-hander, I get really close to Bertie when he decides to brake check me. There was absolutely no avoiding that, and if you ask me, that wasn't my fault. Anyway, we are coming in to change our front wing, and because we have to pit so early, we will have to make another stop towards the end of the race, which is absolutely brilliant. So now we will most definitely drop back down to last place, and we'll have quite a lot of work to do to catch back up to anyone. And of course, Bertie is coming in to retire. At least there are only 20 cars left to worry about now, for whatever that's worth. And after a stupidly long pit stop of nearly 14 seconds, we are ready to rejoin the track. This is going to be fun. We've just started lap 5, and our former teammate Eddie Irvine has had an accident. With a bit of luck, we will get a free stop. And it seems that we will. And here's a replay. Irvine shuts the door on Fisichella through the left-hander, and now as they come down through the right-hander, Fisichella clips the rear of the Jaguar, Button comes through, Frentzen hits Irvine, so does Alonso, and now Panis is coming around who also hits Irvine. So with a broken rear wing, the Irishman is out of the race. And with that we have a free spot. But we really need to start racing properly if we intend to finish the race in a respectable position. However, that's not going to be easy. A little bit later on, I catch up to teammate Panis and go for the overtake. And we're now in 18th, so he's fallen down the order quite a bit. We're now coming around to finish lap 10 and Hakkinen has had an accident. Here's a replay. We see Hakkinen in first, Montoya second, Schumacher third, David Coulthard fourth. Montoya clips the rear of the McLaren, spinning it around. This is almost an exact copy of Irvine's incident a few laps ago, except for the fact that Irvine didn't drive his car into the wall. Oh, and it took the AI about 30 seconds to realize that the car has a reverse gear. You know, for all the crap I talk about the AI in these videos, they're still better than any of the Codemasters F1 titles, which is saying a lot considering that this was released in 2003. Think about that for a moment. Anyway, coming around to finish lap 12, Raikkonen was having problems with his car. Meanwhile, as the AI started pitting, I was starting to move up the field. But for now, here's the replay. Raikkonen is coming through the left-hander, chasing after Barrichello, who for some reason doesn't have the yellow flashes on his wings this season. Anyway, they come onto the back straight, and once again we witness invisible smoke. Weird. We had that at the Hungarian Grand Prix, I believe. Not sure why this is. Either the game is failing to render the smoke particles or it just doesn't emit them. Whatever, that's least of my problems at the moment. A wee bit later on lap 13, Montoya was having problems with his car, which is good news for us because it's going to give us an extra free spot. So here's Montoya, he just left the pits, he's chasing after Trulli at the moment, but smoke starts to come out of the Williams so he is indeed in trouble. The engine cuts out violently, causing the car to spin a bit, and that is it for Montoya's race. Sean O'Leary is in the pits now, so we will be moving up into 15th, and as soon as we pass Montoya's Williams up into 14th. We also have Enrique Bernoldi around 3 seconds off the road, so we should try and catch up to him. Towards the end of the lap, we get close to Bernoldi, we're using his slipstream to reel him in, and suddenly he just slows down for no reason. That makes no sense, least of all there. It's like the Italian Grand Prix all over again. Lap 16 we catch up to Trulli and we pass him. Next is De La Rosa, and due to a combination of convenient retirements and pit stops, we are now up in P12, as I go really wide through this right-hander. As we start lap 17, we pass De La Rosa and move up into P11, so considering how bad the first half of the race was, We're doing quite well at the moment. And as I said, I eventually had to pit again towards the end of the race, and fortunately this time it only took 11.1 seconds. And we only just managed to exit in front of De La Rosa, and somehow we are still in P11. However, I don't think we'll be able to do any better, as Truly is 20 seconds up the road and we only have a handful of laps remaining. One lap later, as we come around through this right-hander, I dip the wheels in the grass, sending me into a spin and losing a few places. So now we need to find a way to get back into P11. Lap 21 and we catch back up to De La Rosa. Fortunately, we come across some back markers and I take advantage of that, so we're now in P13. Next up is a Lacey who is right in front of us, so we need to find a way around him as well. We reel him in on the start-finish straight, and we pass him. So we're now 12. And next is our teammate in P11. So let's see if we can pass him as well before the end of the race. We've just started lap 23 and we are behind Panis. I lunge forward to try and overtake him, however he is now on the inside for the second part of the chicane, giving him a slight advantage. I then try a stupid move on the outside, but it doesn't work. I go very wide, allowing our teammate to put some distance between us. I then try to make up for lost time through this fast right-hander. Then through the left-hander, where we reel him in a bit more. We're getting ever closer through every single turn. As we come through this right-hander, I make slight contact with Panis, and we then manage to slide in front of him, albeit we do kind of extend the track. We are on lap 24 now, which is actually our final lap since we are one lap down on the leaders, and Rubens Barrichello is having problems with his car. Here is a replay, and Barrichello is coming around to complete his penultimate lap, along with one of the Jordans and Nick Heidfeld. And as he starts his final lap, his car slows down and smoke starts pouring out. And we are now coming around to finish our 24th and final lap. We finish in 11th, which is kind of mediocre at best, but I'm not going to complain too much about it, since I wasn't expecting to finish this high up in the first place. So for me, 11th is actually quite good, especially if we consider everything that happened during the start of the race. As I said, this track is among my least successful, so take that as you will. Well, we only have one more race left in the season, which is going to be our last race for BAR, so we have to make it a good one since we want to make a good impression on whatever team we will be joining next season, which I'm hoping that will be a good one for us. But for now, let's take a look at the standings.
Well, that's the end of another great United States Grand Prix. Here are the final results. David Coulthard first. Schumacher second. Mika Hakkinen third. Schumacher fourth. Heinz-Harald Frentzen fifth. Nick Heidfeld sixth. The BAR driver 11th. With the results confirmed, it's high time we updated the Drivers' Championship. Coulthard regains the lead of the Drivers' Championship.
David Coulthard regains the lead of the Drivers' Championship with 73 points. Michael Schumacher is second with 72 points. So it's really going to come down to the last race to find out who's going to be the 2001 Formula 1 World Champion. We are in third with 48 points. Hakkinen is fourth with 47 points. Montoya is fifth with 42 points. Ralf Schumacher is sixth with 29 points. Nick Heidfeld is seventh with 26 points. In eighth we have Barrichello with 19 points. Irvine is ninth with 13 points. Raikkonen is 10th with 13 points. Heinz-Harald Frentzen is 11th with 8 points. Jenson Button and Verstappen share 12th with 7 points. Panis is 13th with 2 points. And Alonso is 14th with 1 point.
McLaren increase their lead at the top of the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari are second, followed by the third place Williams.
McLaren lead the Constructors' Championship with 120 points. Ferrari are second with 91 points. And if my calculations are correct, McLaren have this one in the bag. Williams are third with 71 points. Our team is fourth with 50 points. Fifth are Sauber with 38 points. Jaguar are sixth with 13 points. Jordan are seventh with 8 points. Benetton and Arrows share eighth with 7 points. and Minardi are ninth with 1 point. Well, not a very amazing race, but I was actually expecting a lot worse, so I guess this is quite okay. There's just one more race, and the championship is still undecided. So here's my question. Who do you guys think will win the championship? Coulthard or Schumacher? As I previously said, I really hope it will be Coulthard, but we'll have to wait and see. On the other hand, the Constructors' Championship is pretty much decided. There's no way Ferrari could win at this point. They would need around 40 points, and that would only be possible with today's scoring system. Anyway, this season is slowly coming to a close. We will be done with it by the end of this week, so if you haven't already submitted your vote for our next season's team, I encourage you to do so since there really isn't too much time left. In the description box below, you'll find a link to a straw poll where you can vote for next season's team. Anyway, next we will be heading over to Japan for the final round of the season, where we will need to do pretty well in order to keep our third place in the championship, and I hope we will be able to. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay sharp. So, with a broken rear wing, the Irishman is out of the US Grand Prix.